here in India with Buddhist monks from around the world to participate in the Dhamma activity. Now it is in the evening time, and that is the chance to detach from thoughts, unknown spirits from the past to the present and onwards into the future. These spirits cycle in the various realms of existence, higher realms and lower realms, whether they be devas or demons or the most despicable hungry ghosts searching for something to eat, endlessly seeking for something to get. Now, we cannot be perfect in all qualities, but we can be foremost in some. And giving our lives, giving our monies, giving our time, giving our heart and our mind to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha is to have the good chance to become foremost in a variety of qualities concerned with truth, concerned with freedom, and concerned with nibbana, the path to awakening, the path to enlightenment. Now, it may seem a bit silly, the robes and the imagery of the monk for Western people, because we don't have a culture like this, but these are the cultural symbols of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, and that's very praiseworthy. However, on the path to enlightenment, we have to detach from words, phrases, stories about ourselves, and stories about other people. Otherwise, how can we teach the Dhamma? We will just be teaching stories about other people and thoughts. In one Buddhist scripture, it says, "In darkness there is light, but do not confuse it as light. In light there is darkness, but do not confuse it as darkness." And that means a certain kind of mindfulness with detachment, or a certain kind of awareness that is clear, that is specific, that is sharp, that is direct, but is not based in false principles of dualism. It's based on true principles of dukkha, anicca, anatta, or impermanence, suffering, and no self. And this no self is kind of like a poison, kind of like a radioactive poison for greed, for anger, for delusion, because greed and anger and delusion tend to find their stronghold in this notion of separation, or this notion of an identity, of someone, some place, some time, some situation. And as Sayadaw Otamatara teaches about and embodies and practices so reverently and deeply, is that these people, these situations, these experiences are to be used only for the purposes of the bun, making the bun, making the merit, making the blessings. And yeah, we can say helping others, we can say doing good deeds, but really we're making the bun, we're making the blessings. Just like the mango is a blessing, we have to continuously abandon affiliation with thoughts if we are to practice meditation seriously. And the same is to continuously abandon notions of separate self entities, to abandon involvements with people, places, situations, experiences, words and phrases, thoughts and beliefs, etc. We doing chanting program tonight. Siale. So you have to go into the forest to live your life. And there are many situations like this. But this is the evening for coming together as a sangha to discuss the Dhamma, to share our experiences, to ask questions, because we have a large variety of senior monks from different countries, different traditions, different meditation styles. And this is kind of the wonderful and joyous opportunity of the Sangha coming together to discuss openly in a shared language of English about the matters of the Sangha life, right? What's going on with our monastic communities, with our practices, with our experiences. Because the forest is always there. We can always go and stay in our tent in the forest. As a monk, we can go to many places to live in the forest, and there are many lay people that will support us, feed us, and give us blankets or whatever needs we may have. But this is the time to, and that's a personal responsibility that we all should take up to detach um, from looking to others for our own practice. Others are simply the starting point or the basis for our practice, or they're not. So we take on the responsibility to come and go freely, without complaint, without leaving a mess behind. And you've got it, bulky boy. A 10-day Vipassana silent retreat is a great way to step into the waters of the Dhamma and to enjoy the practice and the path. Just don't practice seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. And don't take the environment too seriously. Use the environment to practice seriously. If you get tired, take a rest. If you need to take a walk, take a walk. Don't overcomplicate it. That's a real issue when we overcomplicate what is already seemingly very complicated, which is all of these thoughts and stories and people and places and situations, etc. Because it's uh, it's actually not complicated. The truth is not bound up in the realm of complication. No self is not complicated. Impermanence is not complicated. Suffering is not complicated. And I know a lot of us have had so much experience with suffering. We know that it's simple and accessible. Suffering is simple and accessible. And yeah, we just have to be patient. We tend to um, rush in to get what we want. And the spiritual path has nothing to do with getting what we want. It's about giving. It's about releasing. It's about no expectations. It's about seeing the truth of the noble ones. Not someone, not something, not some place, not some time, not some situation, not some experience, not some moment, not some thought, not some sight, not some sound, not some consciousness. So we have to be bold to make use of what's already here instead of looking for something over there, because who knows what's over there? Only the Buddha. Let's take a little tour because a lot of interesting things are starting to happen.
Stupa. Stupa. So we move to the stupa. We stand in the stupa. To the stupa over there.
Into the stupa, into the paradigm, into the prism of the Dhamma, to have the Buddhist chanting together. So it's really going to be worthwhile. Yeah, we're going down for the Buddhist chanting, right? We should go together.
Nice light.
Well, this light is for the Buddha.
Please follow me, Sadaf.
Okay, okay.
I show you light.
We go out into the darkness concerned with the truth.
Yeah, we go down now. Everybody, please.
This is no laughing matter. You shouldn't laugh until you can laugh at death itself. Get out, spirits. Get out, spirits. There's many spirits in this place.
Toilet dorm.
You are sitting here.
Now I want you to introduce yourself.
My name is Bante Sugashante. I am from Maharashtra.
Tell the truth.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I am from Maharashtra and I'm following Shadow.
Sierra Tamtara
Yes,
with Tabarwa.
Uttamtara. Yes.
And who is this?
This is Guru Rinpoche Padma Sambhava. In 8th century, he came from Orissa. He traveled to Peshawar, Pakistan. Then he traveled to India, Kashmir. Then he traveled to Tibet.
But what are his teachings?
His teachings to unite Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana all together and practice
No
meditation.
sectarianism.
No sectarism. He is beyond sectors,
And what is he
beyond
concerned
schools.
with? What is he concerned with?
He is concerned with the shunyata. He is concerned with the
Emptiness.
emptiness. He is
Nothing.
nothingness.
Not something, not someone, not
Not
some
something.
place, not
Yes.
some time.
Yes.
Quite slowly, Bante, please. Others are sleeping now. They've worked quite whole day. Please.
Please, Bante.
Okay. Okay. His teaching is esoteric, and some teachings revealed in his time, and some teachings he remained for the future. So this is the time to reveal his teachings.
We're revealing it right now. We're
Yes.
revealing it as a sangha body of
Yes.
monks and
Yes.
nuns.
Yes.
And you can see what your skin is a dark color, right?
Yeah.
My skin is a light color,
Yes.
but we don't have any problem.
We are same.
Shui shaking hands.
We are same. We are humans. We are
We-
the followers of the Buddha. We are the sons and daughters of the Buddha.
We're not believing in those kind of ideas in
Yes.
Buddhism.
Yes.
So
Yes.
within
That's
the,
true.
this is the chanting program,
Yeah. This
and
is
this is the
meditation.
evening late night program for all.
Full moon
Full
day.
moon, full practice.
2021 full moon day in January. We are practicing in Udaygiri Monastery, one of the ancient monastery in Orissa. One of the this is the historic event going to happen. Theravada and Mahayana and Vajrayana
Everybody's
Sangha
coming together.
2025 is very unique year.
And this also CLA is here, so she can introduce herself.
Hello.
Please introduce yourself to the Western people. Tell them about your life and your truth.
My life?
Tell them.
Yeah. Uh, I'm Sally Tirisana. Uh, my land life is 11 years old. And
Why are you here?
I came from Myanmar. And then I have a family. And I abandoned my family. Uh, my husband is a businessman. And then my other daughter is becoming a doctor from Myanmar, and my younger daughter is learning to the uh, UK in
Oh,
London.
really? Your
Yeah,
daughter is in London.
daughter is a Myanmar, and younger daughter is learning in London.
How old is she?
She is 22,
Oh.
22 years old.
And what are we doing here tonight?
Yeah, tonight we are taking meditation all night.
And chanting program, right?
Yeah, chanting Myanmar Pali, Metta Pali. and then we take in meditation all night, sharing Dhamma talk, and we listen to Dhamma, Jara Dhamma talk.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Siale.
Welcome.
You
See you.
can go with your friends. Seattle went into the forest. Now look at this. I really want the community members to look at something here. It's kind. All night chanting program and Dhamma discussion. But Dhamma discussion and Dhamma teaching also. Enough with the chanting. Oh, this is the microphone that I bring with me, but this stand I found over there. Yeah, I didn't know you were here. I had no
You
idea.
know, I was actually thinking quite a bit about you today.
Well, I had stomach situation, constipation actually, and then so in the morning I was dealing with that, and by the later on in the morning I didn't know how to get to the destination, and the
Oh,
bus didn't come back, so
I see. So
I
you
wasn't able to
rested?
get there.
Were you resting?
Um, I'm not. Yeah, I was resting and meditating.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
so
that's what I mean. But are you feeling better now?
I'm feeling really good now. But Seattle just went off into the forest, so I'm waiting for his
Oh,
imminent return.
why did he go there?
Maybe to use the
Oh,
restroom
okay,
or
okay.
to go and see around.
He
Yeah,
should not go. I mean,
yeah.
you know, there are. I've been told that there are snakes and toads here.
And spirits. But I told him, I reminded him about the snakes coming up here, and also the spirits.
Where
So
did he?
he's well
Where
informed.
is that him?
No, he went into the forest down there.
Okay. It's more lit up. I'm more worried about that area.
Yeah,
Yeah. But it's good that you're better.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're doing the parita? Will you
We
be here
did.
for the full night?
Yeah, yeah.
And the Tibetans are chanting also, or
No,
this
well,
is separate?
what happened is this today they finished it up until 4 o'clock. And then, you know, we were doing this program. So the one Tibetan was here.
From China and Canada.
Well, Canada
Yeah,
and from Shanghai,
yeah.
who's also
half sleep.
Oh, well, it's a blessing to have the state of anything to detach from. So it's good.
detached from that. Yeah, yeah. But I find that we're going to learn so much tonight. It's so beautiful to have the candles.
And I know Seattle also wanted to have some Dhamma discussion
Yes.
with the group, so I hope we can because many senior monk from
Yes.
different tradition. It's
Yes.
great to hear
It's great to learn
comparative
this way.
dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah. And to hear you too.
Well, I've got too much to say, and
I really
I'm a
want
young
you to,
man.
but I want you
You
to
know,
say some things.
people are.
I really want you to say some things. I really like what you have to say. It's so
Oh,
spontaneous.
well, I like it also, but I try to be careful because the most important is to detach. And Seattle also say, if you can do something, you should dare to not do that, and vice versa. If you cannot do something, you should dare to do that.
Oh,
So some kind of working methodology in that.
I see.
Because there are many opportunity for not just for building a new temple, but for the revolution of the mind or the revolution of community life in all kinds of places. It's very reasonable. It's very possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, but it's all about communication. So to the
It
degree that
is.
we can communicate, we
It's
can do
all
all
in the
kinds of things.
communication.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of communication when it comes to the Dhamma and just generosity and doing good deeds together. Because a lot of people, they don't have much chance to be in community. They don't have much chance to make much money, and they don't live a fulfilled life. So they're interested in something that's fulfilling, but there's just not many avenues for that available, especially not avenues that are because also people don't like something that's concrete. People like to come into something that's dynamic, that's evolving, that's open. When you come into something that's already established, it's like a job or something to believe in. And I don't think that's what the Buddha taught. I don't think that's how the Buddha lived. I've established something. I think he was a natural and curious kind of
So you
open
like that?
person.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Well, that's what I so appreciate about this program because we're really going in the natural way, like literally from kind of village to wherever, I mean, we have some kind of a set plan, but the experience is very natural in that it's fairly, I mean, there's some plan, but there's also kind of free movement around the plan.
yeah, that's different from following Sayadaw because maybe there is a plan, but it's unknown. And the only known plan is the practice. And to do that limitlessly and continuously with anyone, with everyone, more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So any opportunity is to be, made use of in a limitless way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and usually the people who are more well established or have more to give, they're very busy or busy inside or busy outside. And the people that are not tend to be the lower people that are looking for something to do. And so, in Sayadaw's kind of exceptionalism of view, we should work with those people as much as possible. So, Sayadaw is kind of like foremost in cooperation. He worked with anyone, he worked with everyone, the poorest people, the scam artists, the tricksters, the negative people. He will work with them. In Bodh Gaya, India, or anyone he will work with because it gives them an opportunity to do good deeds. You know.
Pardon me for asking, but which Sayadaw are you referring
He is a monk from Myanmar. There's been a few of these monks. I don't know about.
Kayak Sayadaw?
No, no,
No,
no.
no.
But he's also well known.
Yeah.
He's much younger.
Oh.
And there's been a few of these monks that uh, have kind of tried to start, they want to build a community, these community centers, these big community centers that people who are serious about the practice can come and live and follow the practice methodology. So there's really not that many of these
อาจาร
places
ย์ธรรมสิริ
around.
มาหรือยัง
Um,
อาจารย์ธรรมสิริ
but some of them are
ธรรมสิริ Can you start we follow alphabet from C C Cambodia and India and Inter together Myanmar M
Are we all?
Thailand already
Oh,
and
so
finished by Vietnam
take turns.
oh it's okay
America starts with A.
okay you want
So America
small
want to start
America,
first?
America, here's America.
Only one.
international
Sure, I do a short one and then we
Okay,
can go from
please.
there.
Yeah, and go live.
Yeah, yeah, we are live here.
We're going live. He's very live.
oh
He has huge following.
oh okay
He
okay
has many, many thousand following.
But not all
It's
friendly.
true.
He would alive.
I hope so.
America
Here we
Rinpoche from America, and I from
Canada. He's from Canada.
you know. Okay.
No speaker. So I start,
Yes,
Lumpal?
for
Okay.
America.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham dhammam sangham saranam gacchami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Anumodana. Seattle. Okay, thank you so much.
Is that the?
This is just an introduction. I'm not, I've just been a monk for a few years.
Oh, usually you're speaking a little bit more.
Well, I don't know. Can also speak words or do we chanting?
No, we speak words.
Oh, we can also do some words of introduction. Sure.
Because you have a few following.
Well,
Wait, some Dhamma
sharing.
sharing
Yeah.
or expressions.
Sure. Well, dear Sangha, dear Mahasangha, everyone who's here, it's really a gift and a blessing for this opportunity to share and for all of us to be here together. Um, I'm very moved by the willingness to be here in the dark, late at night, with monks and some nuns and some lay people, benefactors. It's and a commitment as well to stay through the night in the midst of uh, maybe some nibbana, but many dukkha, many anicca, many anatta. And I'm just really excited for this opportunity with so many different monks from different traditions to come together and share about their experiences one way or another. Um, and that possibly this can be a chance to collaborate and cooperate with each other in the work of developing the sangha to meet the needs of the modern people. Um, I think that we really have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of experience to share with my teacher Sayadaw Otamatara, and also monks from India and Vietnam and um, from Canada, from Thailand, uh, from Laos, from Cambodia. There's so much to give to each other, and being near the forest like this, there's really a sense of silence because many of us are the Buddhist monks. We we can endure the silence, and that means that there's a lot of space for communication, and also the life of a monk is very challenging. So I think there is also space here for us um, to challenge our different ideas about separation between the yanas. Is that true? Is that not true? Is that what can be done about that? There's a lot of people who have thought about those kinds of things. But really, we have to learn to communicate with each other first, and to communicate about those things that are most important to us. And I'm very curious to hear tonight from the various sangha leaders. There are different ideas because I'm from America. I'm representing America, so we're number one in a lot of things. We're number one in war, in violence. We're number one in money, and we're also number one in culture. But we're not number one in Dala. Well, we are number one in the Dala, but we're not number one in Dana. We're not number one in Sila. We're not number one in Bhavana, Samadhi, or Panya. So, uh,
Too bad.
you know, so I'm looking
I'm
for
American. Too bad.
I'm looking for
So
that
sad.
that chance because
American.
so many of the American
Also
people
American.
So sad.
they never had the chance to connect with the life of uh,
No US passport.
monks. Also, number one in passports, a strong passport at least. Uh, so, um, yeah, I think that there's a lot for us to think about and to discuss and to share when it comes to Buddhism moving into this modern world that's so influenced by America, the American culture, which does not value what we all value so much to the degree that uh, it is valued in the Buddhist countries. Uh, so thank you, Miss Wangmo Dixie and associated benefactors, and it takes a lot of care and consideration to make this to be possible. So I'm very grateful for that, and uh, I hope we can have a good experience because that's what I'm trying to do, and I hope we can all do that together. Thank you so much, Miss Wangmo. It's really supported by you. So thank you.
Should we also continue with the live? Do we want to go live on this Dhamma
Should
talk?
this be private?
Do we want to do like Facebook Live?
It's okay. We can do chanting of Cambodian style and Dhamma talk from commercially. Please, Venerable.
Okay, so I would like to request the permission for Mahathera who are surrounded here. In this Udayagiri one, this is the former Mathavapura Mahavihara or Mathupura Mahavihara. Yeah, Mathava or Pura Mahavihara that belongs to three tradition, three jhana, three schools of Buddhism. So we are here now on the full moons of Pusa or of January. It is the special night because it is 8 months after the Buddha enlightenment, and the Buddha advised thousand Chadila, Uruvela Kassapa, Nadi Kassapa, and Gaya Kassapa to be an Arahant. So today, this full moon day, these thousands of monks listen Atita Pariyaya Sutra about the discourse on the fire, and then they realization and they become an Arahant. After that, the Buddha went to Sri Lanka this day also. So it is very special moon day. So now we are Cambodian Mahasangha. We will uh, take our tradition to recite the Vandana and then short parita and a short discussion also. So please follow us whether you can catch our voice or not, but we can you can follow us slowly or listen by mindfully because our sound have different sound from other international, but only Cambodia and Mon can pronounce that the same sound because we from the same origin. So now please go together. So we pay homage to the triple gen 3 times together. Kaya Vandani, Kaya Vandani, Kaya Vandani. สมันตาจังกวาเลนโสอันตราเกียนจันโตเทวตาสัตธรรม Muni riêng chiang sa so non tu sa ca mô kha tiang i me ti pa tu pa an ti sang ca re pon tiang tham yang อภิปุเจเยมิเมียตาเปตาตินังคุณวันตานันจะไม่อันจะติอันทายะตายะสุขายะเนมุตตสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสันโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะโยสันเนสันโนเวรโปติโมเลสัสเสนังมหตังเวจัยโยสัมโพธิเมียกันเจอนันตเนียนนาโลกันปานามามิปนเทียงเยจะปนเทียอัตติตาจะเยจะปนเทียอนาคตังนาจะเยปนเทียอาหังวันเตียมิสัมปติอิเตปิสาวภะคะเวียอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธจารณะสัมปันโนสุขตาโลกวิทูอนันตราปุริสเตมรัตเทสันทาเตวมโนสานังพุทโธภะคะเวียเตนะเตเมสารนังอัญญังพุทโธเมสารนังเอเตนะสัจวัญเจนะอันโตเมกะเลงอัตตมังเกนะวันเตหังปาตปังสงวรตมังปุตเทโยคาลิตาโตสาวปุตโธขมาตุตังแมะแมงอัตตังเกการายยาปะทาวจะเนียมข้าปะเวสายะอุจโจจะเมียโกเทียมโมอายังสันติกะเราปะในเต้าในเยียงปะนามามิเทียมเมียงเยจะเทียมเมียอัตติตาจะเยจะเทียมเมียอนังปันนาจะเยเทียมเมียอาหังวันเตียมิสัมปติยสวากาเตาภะคะวะตาเทียมโมสันตันเทเกาเอปัสเสเกาเอาปัญญิเกาปัจจัตตังเวติตาโปเวญโยให้เตนะเทเมสารนังอัญญังเทียมโมเมสารนังวรังเตนะสัจวัยเจนะอันโตเมจะยะมังกะแลงอัตต ตมังเกณ
วันเต
แห่งธรรมไมจตุวิเทียงวรังธรรมเมโยกาลิตาธรรมโมขมาโตตังมะมังสังโฆวิสุทโธวรตัง
เจเนยาสันตัน
เตรโยสาปะมะลาปะให้นากุเนเนเกสมติปาตาวอนาสวาว
ตัง
ปานามามิสังเขียงเยจะสังเกียอัตไตตาจะเยจะสังเกียง
นากตา
ปัจจปันนาจะเยสังเกียอาหังวันเตียมิสาปเตียสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆจุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆเยยปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโต
สาวกสังโฆ
สามัยเจปะเดปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยติเตียงจัตตาริปุริสยุเพียงในอาทาปุริสโตกัลยาเอสัพพะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอายาวปะ รณิโยอนุตตังปุญญังโลกัสสะ
It's beautiful. But you should bow when you offer it because Padmasambhava is very powerful. Prostration. Oh, excuse me. Well, Thomas, what you have to kind of realize is that just like as much as you can do those habits, you can also not do them. And this recognition of not doing those things and how much you have a relationship with not doing those things is really important, and it gives you kind of a clue. It gives you a clue about your own capacity to detach and to let go and to have a different kind of life and a different kind of experience. You have to be more open to that truth. As much as you're addicted to cigarettes or as much as you're addicted to smoking weed, you also have a very direct and a very strong relationship with not doing those things, because you're not doing those things all the time, are you? You have to recognize that. And the what I've worked with, and this is kind of speaking from my experience, is that more so in the past, I had certain habits that were not good for me. And when I did those things or when I participated in those habits, I suffered more. And I didn't want to suffer. I didn't want to be lost in that situation. So I kind of remembered more often that those things weren't good for me. And I remembered that before I did those things. And then, of course, not having full control, kind of like being taken in by a devil, I did those things. And afterwards, I felt really horrible. And so, in that feeling horrible, You have to be kind to yourself. You have to remember that that's something that if you do it, it's not good for you. It doesn't help, it doesn't bring benefit. And in that way, you can be more and more free from that activity as time goes by. You simply cannot allow these thoughts and these positions to rule your life. And you have to be willing to abandon, you have to be willing to detach, you have to be willing to give up. There's no two ways about it. This is humanness. As human beings, through most of our history, on good conditions, good environments to sustain ourselves. And when those, and so you also need to remember your ancestral power and ability to abandon, to detach, to walk away. I tell you, I feel so strongly about SUICIDE and all these people who are working dead end jobs and have this situation in life that's, horrible. And they're stuck in this mindset of attachment and holding on, and that the where I am is where I need to be. That they lose this wisdom of just walking away and letting go. If you know that what you're doing and where you're at and what you're involved with doesn't work, you've got to abandon that. You've got to step away from that. You have to detach from that. And I certainly am here to help, but it's the end of the day, it's up to you to step out, to let go, to detach, to abandon, to forgive your life, to forgive your life. Wait. Wait. Look, Thomas, you can get through this, but you have to detach from your own understanding. Your own understanding is not correct. And you need to take refuge in the understanding of others. It doesn't need to be a Buddhist monk. It doesn't need to be a Dharma teacher, but you have to be willing to abandon and forgive your own understanding of the situation and your own understanding of your own mind and of reality. Actually, your situation isn't too bad. And that's why you're able to talk about it like this, and also why you're able to continue like this. But you have a responsibility. You have a big responsibility to your son. And that means you've got to clean up your act. Cut out the weed, at least. The weed is intoxication. You lose yourself in being drunk drunk on weed. You also have to be gentle with yourself. And the alcohol as well, you have to stop. You have that ability, you have that power, so you just have to access it. And if you are willing to take refuge in people on the path, you can get a lot of help and a lot of improvement. But to do that, we have to detach from our own mind. We have to detach from our own understanding. We have to listen closely. We have to show up to these kinds of practices, these kinds of events, and we have to surrender our control, our authority, our understanding. Surrender everything. We have to see through all of these barriers that we build up unnecessarily, these barriers of foolishness, these barriers of nonsense, these barriers of, oh, this is the way that it is, this is the way that it has to be, this is who I am, this is what I have to do. You have to cut through all that. And you don't know how to do that. So you have to be willing to not know, to use that power of not knowing, that power of going slow with not knowing, with not being in control. And it sounds like what you're lacking in your life is meaningfulness, meaningful activities, meaningful engagement. So you have to find meaningful activities. You know, two-year-old baby, 2-year-old baby boy like that. It's a really precious gift, really wonderful gift to wander with that baby. Let that baby walk, let that baby see, let that baby hear, not the toxic television, not the smoke-filled house, not the stress of alcohol binges and complicated thinking, but take that baby out and wander, walk in a park, in the streets. Let that baby lead you. Let that baby guide you. And I don't want to be harsh with you, but you've got to open up your life so that you can enjoy this precious gem of freedom that's right there in front of you. And if you don't intervene now, it will only get worse and worse. So intervene. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sutta we recite like Yasana Bhavato, something like that. It means people should cultivate, should practice loving kindness. And this loving kindness, when we practice in it, we will
Look, this isn't about religion.
awake, we are
This is about humanness. This is about a direct connection. You show up here, you listen, you share your experience, you share what's going on. We'll walk this path together.
first, and then we recite. And then the people want to listen. What kind of the
Your
recitation?
English is good enough to share and good enough to listen.
And then we go to the sutra. It is the Cambodian tradition that we have every sutra, every parita, we have prakasana, we have announcement text. This is our tradition. So just show you in Thailand and Laos, maybe in Myanmar also, maybe some tradition have some same tradition, some is not the same. Because mostly Cambodian tradition we taken in from Sri Lanka, because then the Sri Lanka have disaster about famine disaster, about post disaster, and then all Mahathera in 4th century, 4th century AD, they try to collect all the sutra we call Chatuthanavara, and then they put all the prakasana, the announcement. So in Cambodia also we follow that tradition, and then that's why we before we reciting the sutra, we still make announcement. So this is our tradition, and then now today is very special, special Monday. Before I'm handing over this chanting to Sayadaw from Myanmar, I would like to express a little bit referring to the Vipassana that we have just only recited today by Thirasutta, the Indian young monk who ordained and tried to learn, to memorize. It is very special one. And without Patimokkha, Buddhism is not established. Because in Kassapa Yutta of Samyutta Nikaya, there is the Andhra Dahana, which means the ruin of the Dhamma, the ruin of the Buddha Sasana, because of Pariyatti, Paribhakti, and Pariveda. So if there is no Pariyatti, there would not be a right practice, right Paribhakti. And if there is no right practice, there is also no Pariveda, no enlightenment, no salvation, no true understanding. So that's why it is the following. And in Manoratha Purani, the commentaries of Samyutta Nikaya, Sarathapakasini, the Katha of Samyutta Nikaya, said that if Abhidhamma and Sutra vanish, ruin, and disappear from the world, but still Vinaya text, and then Vinaya text when Parivara, Khandaka, Vibhanga disappear, but if Upato Patimokkha, the two Patimokkha still alive, still remaining, Buddhism still remains. And the salvation and the enlightenment also still exists in the world. So it is very important, even though in Vinaya text like Parivara or in the Mahavaka also mentioned about that thing. So it is very important. And also when we listen Patimokkha, we will we will have more confidence, more zatha with Buddhism, with the Buddha Sasana. Venerable Siri Mandathira, I think you all know him. Venerable Siri Mandathira from Sumsumaragira of Dakshinagiri Janapata. When he went to listen the Patimokkha on the full moon day, uh, that full moon day also, you remember Patimokkha Tapanakantaka in Vinaya text, in Chulawakka, when the full moon day, there are a sangha concert with the Buddha at that time. The Buddha also do patimokkha at that time, but the Buddha not talk anything, not teach, not say anything, just remain silent. When the Sariputta, the marshal of the Dhamma Sinapati, the marshal of the Dhamma, invite the Buddha 3 times to talk, to teach, but the Buddha not talk, the Buddha not teach. Then Mahamoggallana, when the Mahamoggallana, with his divine eye, with his divine knowledge, he know that in this community there is one man have something wrong, and they not claim, they not do, they not open, they still conceal the offenses within him and sit in the middle of the sangha. So that's why the Buddha not talk to them. And then Mahamoggallana just pointed to him, take him out, ask him to go out, and he still stay. He not going out. Then Mahamoggallana just take his hand and throw out all the door and closing the door. Then the Buddha do Patimokkha. From that time on, the Buddha never joined Patimokkha, but all the sangha should do twice a month. The Buddha not join because Patimokkha should do by Bhikkhu Sangha twice a month. And even though you are arahant, you pure, you not commit any wrong, but you still come to listen Patimokkha. If you not come to listen Patimokkha, you will commit with dukkhadas, offenses. Like Mahakapina, the chief disciple in 80 great disciple of the Buddha, one full moon day he just stays there. He not joining Patimokkha. He just thinking that, oh, I'm arahant. I'm my practice is pure. My practice is clean. Not affected any bad, any offenses, any apathy. So I don't need to go. Immediately the Buddha appeared in front of him, and then the Buddha said, Brahmin, you are the great sage. If you are not following, if you are not going to listen the community, the Patimokkha, who will listen? If you are not going, who will go? So Mahakapina go to the Patimokkha. So this is the practice. Even though we know Patimokkha, even though we know the 227 precepts, we practice daily life, but we still go to listen Patimokkha. We still go to listen Patimokkha. Because we have to encourage, we have to develop our confidence, our saddha. When the Bosri Mandatera listen the word, like Soto Thera Soto recited this evening, Avikata Hesupa Suhoti. It means if any monks in this community have committed, have confessed any offenses, please release. When you release, you feel free. When you release, you feel happy. You not feel in a touch. You not feel stressed. He listened that word and he reflects on his practice and he become an arahant because he said, "Oh, aho vata Buddha sasane sutto. Buddhism is very pure." He said like that. Buddhism is very pure. Why? When listen Patimokkha, if we remind that we commit this offense, we confess this offenses, we need to release. We need to discover. We don't need to conceal. We need to open. We need to discover. And then when we discover, no more offenses, no more worry, no more stress, no more suffering, no more mistake. That's why he said, Channa vastati vivadang nati vastati. Tasma chanang vivareta evantang vivaresat nati vastati. If someone conceals the apathy, the offenses, the rains of offenses will pour to you. The heavy rains of offenses will again pour into you. the heavy rain will not pour on those who open the offensive, open the apathy, open the mistake, open the wrong deed that already done. So we just open it. When we open, no more, no more unwholesome cover us. No more unwholesome will pour on us again and again. This is the first stanza that he recited. And then the second stanza, he just told to the community of the monk, Majjuna Majjuna Bhahadologo Jaraya Parivarito. Our world is taken by the Majju, the dead. The dead follow the beings. Jaraya Parivarito, being are covered are surrounded by the old age, decay, old age and decay. And then we don't have any shelter. Hanyati, 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 anicca. You are always here and there. You are um, always not calm in your mind, and you know shelter. You don't have any shelter to escape from old age, to escape all death, to escape from sickness. Because in this world there is no shelter, there is no fighting against macho. Ne hapchi nang bumi, ne rathe na patia, ne man de yote ne sakka tong tene nawa. With this macho, with this death, you cannot again, you cannot fight again with the armies of elephant army, horse army, walking army, or spear army. You cannot fight with them. Even you have a black magic, like a guru black magic, you cannot again with the macho with black like magic. Because that or macho or the king of Mara cannot just only by your mantra. Your mantra cannot do him with something. Sakka chetong tenenawa. Even you have a lot of money, you have a lot of treasure, and go to give the macho, oh, you give me 1 day life, I will give you 1,000 or 1 lakh rupees, something like that. Macho never do that. So tasmai pandito posa, sambahasang atamattana. So those who are clever, those who are sage, those who understand must practice, practice the Dhamma. Open, because we cannot escape. This world is covered by macho, jara, jati. No shelter. Your son, your daughter, your father, your relative cannot help you when
We are in the forest of India at the Buddhist holy site, ancient Buddhist holy site. It's good for you to share your experience, Thomas. It's kind of a practice of generosity. It's very good.
that's why there is no time for you to be careless, to be negligent. You have to practice mindfully, especially when you are meeting together. I said maybe long, but I'm sorry to take long, but it is just only my expression that we are here together on the full moon days of a beautiful day, and also the day of development, our mindfulness, our whole sciences. So may all be in peace and have a peaceful mind. Thank you very much.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
India, maybe to the university.
Oh, not good. Walking meditation. Like I said, you need to detach from yourself. You have to detach from your own understanding. This is Guru Padma Sambhava. And what we need to understand as a Western people is that we've kind of been misled. Yeah, we have the best guns. Yeah, we have the best money. Yeah, we have the best access to resources, at least in a certain way. But we do not have the best knowledge. We do not have the highest knowledge, and we don't know about the real psychology of the mind and of reality. Just kind of Western nonsense. So we have to be willing to detach from our Western understanding. I can't tell you how many functioning alcoholics there are out there, or people who are quote unquote doing their best to be a parent, but they don't have the support. And if we can detach from our own understanding and we can listen to the Dhamma, then we can do a lot more.
Hello. Buddhang Dhammang Sanghang Namassami. Namo Buddhaya. Most Venerable Mahasangha, most Venerable Rajan Amphan and Sayadaw Uttamathara, and most Venerable Theras, and Venerable monks and nuns, and also our friends in the Dhamma, and Upasika Wangmo, and your team. Well, now we would start where our Cambodian friends have slept. We will continue with three suttas, maybe Ratana Sutta and Bahu Sahasa, Jai Mangala, Gatha, and another Parita we will recite here. So, on behalf of Indian community and
Try to listen to what I'm saying and what I'm going to say. You don't know. And listen, this is harsh information, but this is real. You don't know who you are. You don't know what's going on. You don't know about the truth. So, what does that mean? Does that mean you need to come and live with Bante in the forest and be a monk? No, that's not what it means. And especially when it comes to your 2-year-old son, you really have to open up your mind and open up your perspective concerned with not knowing, not understanding. Do you think the 2-year-old baby knows about things, understands things? Probably more than you do, honestly, because they living according to their direct experience. But I don't want to confuse you. What I'm trying to say is that the mind of the baby one, the mind of a 2-year-old, is open, is free, is flexible, is dynamic, is right there in the experience as it is. Your mind is drunk, high, confused, complicated, contrived, ridiculous. So you have to detach for the sake of your baby. You have to detach from your own understanding. You have to detach from this idea of being Mr. Man wearing a top hat, working at a job, and doing etc. etc. You have to detach from that, man. You have to let go of this Boogadus man. This Boogadus man is a nothing. Okay, it's just nonsense. So yes, you can go to your job. Yes, you can support your family. Yes, you can do what you have to do. But concerned with starting to work with your mind, you have to detach from the current confidence that you have about the workings of your mind, how you understand it, how you understand reality, how you understand your partner, how you understand your 2-year-old son. You have to practice not knowing. You have to practice just listening. Okay? It's a rhetorical question because, it's up to you what you will do. But this is the practice that we have to develop wisdom, to develop insight into what's actually going on. You have to start with not knowing what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why you have a 2-year-old son and a great home and a decent enough partner, sounds like, and a good job, and you've got all this money, and you've got your head's full of garbage. Your life is full of suffering. So you have to start there. You don't know what's going on. You don't understand the workings of your own mind. You certainly don't understand the workings of other people's minds. So you have to stop everything now. And in the stopping of everything now, it's a release. It's a relief. It's a wonderful gift to give everything up, to put everything down, if only for a few moments, a few minutes. And then we can go from there. But because you don't have connection to Buddhist culture, you don't have connection to meditation culture, you don't have connection to spiritual life, meditation life. You don't have a belief about that, so you can't use that much. But what you can use is this logic of release, this logic of the relief of release, fully, completely, together with everything. this life can get better and better and better. It's just like with money. I mean, people see how their money, their bank account can just go up and up and up and up. You know, how's that even possible? It doesn't seem possible. It's not logically possible how Bill Gates can have billions of dollars, or Elon Musk, or whoever, whatever fool happens to be bathing in money. It doesn't seem logically possible, and yet it's completely possible. They're living that life. Is it right or is it wrong? Well, it's of course it's wrong, but the principle here is that this life can get much, 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 much better than the way that it is now. But what it takes is giving to do that. It takes giving to develop a better life. That's what it takes. Giving up, giving away, giving in service, giving in volunteering, giving in donating, whatever it is. I don't care what it is, but you give. And it's the same with a 2-year-old child, 2-year-old baby boy. Come on, what are you doing? You're going out drinking, getting drunk as all heck on the weekends. You go out and wander. You get some camping supplies. You learn how to make a fire. You learn how to be a father. You know, I have a lot of personal umbrage with adults and Western people in general because of how I grew up. You know, what did I learn from my father? Where are my memories of spending time alone with my father for hundreds of hours, for weeks, for camping trips alone together, father and son? There's some memories there. I'm not saying my father's a bad guy as far as I know, but the responsibility here, Thomas, is also a really amazing and a really precious gift. Really, it is. So, watch some YouTube videos on going out there and camping. You don't need to take your own son into the Siberian wilderness or something like that. But what you can do is learn how to camp. Get a tent, learn areas nearby where you can go camping. This is it, Thomas. Okay? That baby's 2 years old. You've got a chance here. You've got an opportunity here. But you can't drink like that. You can't drink at all. You can't smoke weed. The gift is too great. The gift of responsibility that you have is too great to waste yourself on drinking alcohol and smoking weed. Because your mind is mixed up enough as it is, growing up in that kind of environment. And now you're mixing it up more because you're trying to disassociate from the responsibility. But responsibility is a gift. Think of having a 2-year-old child, like, follow me here, like having a dog. And so you should be taking your dog for walks. But in this case, here's the twist: the dog is walking you. Your baby has more wisdom than you, has more clarity than you, has a stronger connection with the truth than you do. So you need to follow that baby, and you need to facilitate the opportunities for you to be with that baby in the place of wonder. Wonder and wander. A and O. Wandering and wonder. Amazement in everything, with together with everything. Don't be another stupid person. There's enough stupid people in the world, okay? Especially stupid wealthy people in the world. There's too many. We can't take any more. There's not room. All the space in the universe isn't enough room for all of these stupid, wealthy people. So you shouldn't be one of them. It's time to release and relax the whole body and mind. It's time to find the connection to breathing as it is right now. Each moment of life is like a rare and precious gem, rare and precious chance to free out, release out all of the spirits of complicated thinking and ideas of people and places and situations. These are uh, most of the time to be put down, because if we can't put them down most of the time, then when we pick them up, they will be too heavy to bear. And it won't be you picking up those things, it will be those things picking up you and taking you for a joy ride or a terror ride or a suffering ride or whatever. And that's not right for those who are concerned with the Dhamma, as we are, concerned with the truth, as we are. Okay, any other questions before we wrap up for this live stream? And if you haven't already and you're looking for more Dhamma, you can take a look at the past two live streams on the YouTube channel where you're at now. And I think there's some good teachings and lessons here. I've been staying with my teacher and following him, so can feel the Dhamma flowing within me, and I hope that it can bring benefit to you as well. Take this seriously. This ain't the minor leagues. This is big boy time.
Jaya Mangalani Etapi Buddha Jaya Vachako Dine Dine Sarate Matanti Hitvaneka Vividhani Chupaddhavani Mukhang Sukhang Adhigamaya Naro Sapanyo Jayasanangata Vira Jayasanangata Vira Jitva Marang Savahining Jadu Satchamathang Rasange Pivingsu Narasava